Good morning guys, welcome to another video. As you can see, down the canal once more. Thought I'd come out this morning just for a couple of hours, have a bit of a wander about, see if we can catch a zander. Although I think it could be hard going. I know several people, half a dozen people who've do a bit of Canal Zander fishing and they're all finding it really tough at the moment. The odd small fish coming out here and there, but seems all over, it's the same story. Anyway, we're going to have a crack this morning. I've got with me a couple of rods set up on float ledgers. They're Advanta Discovery RVS 12 foot, 2 pound specimen rods. Got an Amura Hero 2000 size reel on there. Business end. We've got an Esox piker. It's a very small one, 5 gram. And then below that, I've got a bullet weight, which will sit on the bottom. I've got a sliding stop knot above this, so we can quickly change the depth. And I've got a single circle hook on there, on a Drennan soft strand trace. I do prefer fishing single hooks, certainly for zander. I'm not a great fan of snap tackle at all. Lovely, nice and easy to tie these. If you want to go have a look in a little bit more detail, I'll stick a link up there for you. You can go and have a look exactly how I tie these traces up. That's it. We're just going to cover as much water as possible. Get the baits next to the cover. It's a bit more further up. If we don't do any good here, we'll perhaps have a move stretches, go and try somewhere else. As you probably see in the background, the dog's with me as well. Just starting to acclimatise her. She's just calmed down enough, although she's not even one yet. She's calming down enough to be able to take out now without her jumping all over everybody all the time. Although she is very overexcited about meeting people. She's having great fun playing in the puddles over there. It's absolutely filthy already. Anyway, I'm waffling. Let's get fishing, shall we? Baits. Now, I need to get myself some roach, so I need to go out to a stretch of canal where I'm likely to catch some small roach. Oh, that'll buy some, of course. But at the moment, all I've got is some smelt. Now, I actually found at the bottom of the freezer today some sand eels. So I might have a go with them as well. Quite small, only about this long, very thin. Might be worth twitching one of those about as well, but we'll see. We'll get on the smelt first. We'll get sort of in by these bits of cover and see how we get on. Now, the idea of this float ledger setup is, well, as it suggests really. The float sits on the top. That'll lie flat on the top. The ledger weight will sit on the bottom and hold the bait down. Right, let's get bait on. Let's get fishing. I'm not going to stay anywhere more than about 10 minutes. I don't think 10 or certainly 15 minutes at the most is going to be enough to know really if we're going to get a bite. You usually get a bite within that sort of time. There's the sand eels I've got. Thought I might give them a go. But go-to bait really is going to be smelt. I do love a fishing smelt. That's still pretty frozen. Got them out of the freezer about half an hour ago. Bit of a last-minute session this. They're absolutely soaked. If you saw the last video, I got absolutely saturated yesterday. So I didn't really fancy another soaking today. But they reeled back the rain forecast, so then we might get a bit wet, I think. Yeah, it's a bit of a puzzler at the moment as to where all the zander are. I'd say everyone seems to be struggling. It's a real puzzler. Right. Perhaps we can put it right today. I've not caught zander for quite a while, to be honest. Right. Try not to get in the cover. Just get next to the cover. There we go. Let's try that. Leave it. Get at it. Gosh, it's after me. Deadbaits. Right. I'll get this next one out. Down this, by this next bit of cover. Never in too much of a rush to get the bait back in either when I'm going to wind it in. Let's give it a little twitch generally first, just to try and If there's any fish just sat there looking at it, perhaps get them to snatch it if they think they're going to lose it. Right, fingers crossed. Hopefully we can have something. Looks like about the most likely looking bit of cover. There's some fish along here. Can sneak in under there. Putting it in the brambles. Ooh, just about. Well, Tess, come here. Come here. Sit. I think we should give this a good 20 minutes. Looks very nice, bit of cover there. Fingers crossed. Bits of cover all the way along, further along, but nice thick bit of cover there. Sticks out quite a long way. Stay there. Alright, a few rings around out the float then. Almost a little bob. Alright. I think we've got to run. Yeah, something definitely playing with that. Wow. A bite. A bite. Yeah, he's off. Just let him take it past that bit of snag. He's heading out into the middle of the canal, which is perfect. Right, see what we've got. Well, doesn't feel very big, but it's a fish. Oh, it's putting up a bit of a scrap. I presume it's a zander. I'm going to get my other line if we're not careful. It is a zander. Fantastic. Pick my other line up, let's take him this way. Well, he's put up a good account of himself, no monster, but very happy with that. Dog's petrified. Fantastic, we got one, yay. Wonderful. Well, that's cracking. Right, we'll give him a second in the net. We'll drop that other bait. I said, didn't I, a few minutes ago, there'd been some rings around that float. It just bobbed. Let's put this one out there. Well, we sort him out. Well guys, there we are. No monster, but certainly very, very welcome. My first zander of the year and first zander for quite a while actually. So really, really pleased with that. Fantastic. Right, we'll keep him in the landing net down here. And we'll see if we can winkle another one out. Well, so I'm going to just flick this one dead bait back out. People coming through the lock on that boat, they seem to be going for the Guinness World Record of the slowest passage through a lock. So we'll get that back out till they come along. They've been at it for absolutely ages. Don't know what they're doing. I'll get another bait on this other rod as well. Get it back out. Worth persevering here. I can't imagine one that size is in there on his own. They don't call them schoolies for nothing. Does make you wonder. I said perhaps a boat coming past will spur the fish into action, and certainly got the current going through, so it may just have disturbed that fish enough to make it think time for a bit of food. You never know. He's a handsome chap, isn't he?
You can walk between the lot.
He's singing him a song.
That's a muddy dog.
He's got a tide mark. Right, Tessie, see if we can catch another one. Sneak that a little bit closer, I reckon. It's all the canal traffic. Let's see if we can, as I say, catch his big brother maybe. It's one of those casts where you're not quite sure whether it's in the tree or in the water. This last boat that went through has properly churned it up though, so that's not going to be a bad thing. God. But we've had one. Very happy with that. Very, very happy. First head for a while. As I say, not a big one, but very happy about it. They've been very conspicuous by their absence this year. We'll perhaps have another 15-20 minutes in here before we have a move. Just looked right for it, that bit of cover there just looked absolutely bang on. But you know, there's plenty of times where you fish bits of cover like that look really good and they're just not. So, who knows? Right, we'll have a bit of a move. Now, Zander, as a lot of you will know, and some of you probably won't know, they're classed as an invasive species. And they're on the hit list of the CRT, Canals and Rivers Trust, and DEFRA. And it is illegal to return them to the water. So I'm certainly not going to film myself doing it. You can take that to mean whatever you want it to mean. Brilliant. I've been soaking wet for at least 24 hours. Oh dear. I'm happy, to be honest. We've caught first one of the year. So yeah, I'm happy, but we'll just do this last bit, I think. Sort of not getting on my toes as quickly as I normally would, just because of how hard it's been and everyone's been experiencing. I just thought perhaps leaving baits a little bit longer would help, and clearly did with that last fish. No, nothing doing. That'll do, mate. Had a very enjoyable couple of hours down here, I have to say. Got absolutely covered in mud. Soaking wet. But the sun's out now, as you can see. So, yeah, time to go anyway. Things to do. But it's been really, really enjoyable couple of hours down here. I've really enjoyed that. We actually caught, which was definitely a bonus. I must admit, I did think we were going to really struggle. Having chatted to a few other people and messaged a few other people, I know it's been really hard going. So to do a couple of hours and catch a fish, I'm very happy in the sort of morning as well. Not early morning, but sort of mid-morning. That's fantastic. Now, planning session again, either later on today or tomorrow. I might try and get out this evening, do a bit of silvers fishing. I do fancy getting back to where I caught that roach the other day. That was great. Only thing that spoiled it really was that boat going through, which killed the swim completely. But I think we'd have had some more fish that day, or yesterday, if that boat hadn't gone through. But, you know, you can't really moan about the boats going up and down the canals. That's what they're for, isn't it? It's a bit like moaning when you're out on the road if a car comes along. It's the way it is, isn't it? But, yeah, so I think perhaps an evening session there this evening, or trip to another stretch tomorrow. We'll just have to suss out the weather, see exactly what's happening. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support, and I'll see you all again very soon.